Greetings, and welcome to the Fortress of Dorkness, the nerdy nexus for all your geeky needs. I'm your host, Christian Villarreal. It looks like we're coming to terms with the Motion Picture Association of America's rating system in today's episode. Hold on, let me make sure our censor bar is working. Every region has their own system of film ratings, and the logistics vary from place to place. What we're covering today is specifically the MPAA, but don't worry, we'll get to you other guys soon. MPPC. From 1930 to 1968, Hollywood's major studios used a system called the Motion Picture Production Code, a set of guidelines popularly nicknamed the Hays Code. These guidelines were strictly enforced from 1934, and within 20 years were considered outdated because of the growing nature of the film industry and the political environment of the world. The Supreme Court had to intervene once to stop the use of this code. I mean, look at how ridiculous some of these things are. Then, in 1968, Jack Valenti created the MPAA, and the guidelines for the MPPC were finally put out of their misery. Though some of these ratings have seen changes over the years, we're going to go over the different incarnations where appropriate. G rating. A G, or general audience rating, is considered appropriate for all ages, starting with the age of 1, and generally these films are marketed for ages up to 12. G films are usually family-oriented and contain no questionable content, so bring all your kiddies. It is one of 2 ratings that has remained mostly unchanged since the MPAA's inception. PG rating. Beginning life as an M rating for mature audiences, it was changed to GP for general audience with parental guidance in 1970 due to confusion over what ages would be considered mature. In 1972, it was changed to parental guidance because the alphabet flip was the obvious evolution. PG has no age restriction, much like G, but may showcase some themes that young children may not understand, so parents are recommended to attend. PG-13 rating. A recent addition to the fold comparatively, PG-13 was conceived by the director we can't seem to go 1 month without mentioning, Steven Spielberg. Due to the amount of complaints about the violence and gore in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and the movie Gremlins, Spielberg suggested a rating be created that sat between PG and R. Thus, the PG-13 rating was created for ages 13 through 16 for films that fell under the PG category but contained slightly more adult themes like violence, partial nudity or implied nudity, and swearing. R rating. The only other survivor of the original MPAA lineup, the R, or restricted rating, is netted by a film for graphic violence, sex, nudity, and other mature themes. Originally meant for people 16 and older, the age was bumped to 17 in 1970. I'd hate to be the kid who turned 16 the day they made that change. This doesn't mean that anyone under 17 is forbidden from seeing the film, it simply means that a parent is required to be in attendance with them. NC-17 rating. The uber force of film ratings. This is given to films with highly graphic or explicit sex, nudity, violence, language, or other goodies that we adults enjoy. It began life as the rating X, and it was changed in 1990 to NC-17 over the confusion of the unsolicited X that pornographic films labeled themselves and were increasingly associated with. This hurt many critically acclaimed non-pornographic films, and so the name was changed. Much like R, the age range was bumped from 16 to 17 in 1970. No child under 17 with or without a parent is allowed to be exposed to a film bearing this. That could end badly for you. I told you Musa is 26! Trailers. Because of the wide release nature of trailers, a color-coded title card system was created as a heads-up at the start of the trailer. You may recognize this green one, which ranges from G to PG-13. Yellow is a rarity created specifically for the internet for PG-13 and higher. Finally, red is for trailers with R or NC-17 rated material. XXX rating. Let me get this cleared up now. This is not an MPAA rating. X was originally used in pornography with no meaning other than to entice the viewer into thinking it was an adult subject. More X's were added simply for effect, just to make the film seem that much more hardcore. I don't need to tell you porn isn't for kids, guys. Come on. Please note, the MPAA codes are not enforced by law or any body of authority or are even mandatory for a film. It is the choice of the theater to screen a film without the MPAA rating, the answer of which is generally no. Thanks for watching this triple F rated edition of The Fort. That's all we have time for today. If you have any questions, comments, or snotty remarks, leave them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow us on our social media. This has been the Fortress of Dorkness. I'm Christian Villarreal, and always remember, never fear the dork up here.